Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I am Constance and thank you for joining me in the next episode of my English classes. I hope you will enjoy this class. Today I'm going to be talking about functions of sentences, alright? Functions of sentences. So let's get started. Number one, a function of a sentence is to state or to restate a point, alright? You state the point and then you restate the point, alright? So you do it twice. To imply, alright? To make something implicit that you don't want to be said clearly, alright? So you imply it, okay? To illustrate, give examples of or explain. So you give an example of whatever you're trying to get your reader to understand. Alright? Expanding a thought. Okay, so you might start with a little idea, but you expand it to something big for the reader. And that is what writers do or authors do. They expand thought, or they do research so they could expand their thoughts. Alright? Define or give a meaning. Sometimes the writer might put a big word that they know, but they presume that their reader don't understand it, so they break it down for the reader, so they define it. They give the meaning of it. Alright, so for example, solitude. Solitude is not so much of a big word, but so solitude. So they will explain that solitude means to be in a place, to be in a confined space. Alright? Also, they clarify things, okay? But they clarify their scripts, because sometimes some scripts do need clarification because the person doesn't understand it, or some people might have a different idea or a different point of view. So you have to clarify and say why that is justified. All right? Compare and contrast. To compare and contrast. So compare, you put to find the similarities between some objects or thing, and to find the differences. So to contrast is to find the differences, to compare to find the similarities. Prepare the reader for what is to follow. Prepare your reader for what is to follow. The other day I talked about a literary device, and you change the mood. We're talking about climax, or you change the mood. Same thing, you prepare the reader for what is to follow. So you might be talking about the water, but the water is crystal clear at one point, and the water becomes dark at the next point, and then the river is spade. So the river gets very, very dirty and starts to overflow. Introduce a new idea. In Jamaica, we have ganja. We're talking about exporting ganja and all the different medicinal benefits per person can get from ganja. So all these people doing the research with ganja, they have to write it down. It's a new idea to the environment, or to the population. Not the environment, but to the population. So you have to introduce that new idea, so you make notes of those new ideas. So that is one of the functions of a sentence, to write a new idea down. Sum up what has gone before. Sum up what has gone before. So that is historical notes, right? Historical notes. So the last historical notes we have is a black man becoming the president of America, Barack Obama becoming the president of America. So that is a historical note. Black people coming from Africa and being slaves in the western part of the world, that is a historical note. So some of the stories of those situations are in books or in archives all over the world. All right, so sum up what has gone before. I've taken the time to write compare and contrast similarities, right? So keep a note of that. Similarities. To compare is to find the similarities, to contrast is to find the difference. Try and remember at least 5 of these. So when you go into your exam room, they might not ask you for the whole 11 functions of a sentence, but they might ask you for 5 or 6. So at least keep 5 in the back of your mind, alright? So I thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you in my next video. Alright, so you have a nice day, a nice weekend, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.